Hello, it's John Lord here from Ratoath Gardens, I think we call it. I'm not sure. I'm just haven't done a video for a month because I've been in America. I went to see the giant redwoods, and they are, what do the Americans say? Awesome, and they really are awesome. And we went to see a lot of other places where when you go to America, all the tourists go to, and it was a very good time. And I felt that I wasn't a stranger over there. I felt perfectly at home over there. I felt just relaxed, and just a little bit expensive, but you can't have everything. Oh yeah, and there are a lot of their, I was very impressed with a lot of their public gardens, the level of maintenance, because me being a proper gardener, it always comes back to the grunt work, to do the maintenance. You have to do it. Nature never sleeps. Now, we're going to talk about, it's late autumn, we've had, or mid-autumn, yeah. No, next month is November, which is the first month of winter, so I suppose, technically speaking, it's late autumn. We've had a few dry months, but last month's been very wet, and everything has come back. It's just quite amazing. A lot of trees were hunkering down, and after they've gone again. Look at how well the fuchsias are doing. And look at this apple tree. It's Red Sentinel, or Red Obelisk, I always mix up. It's one or the other. And I think it's edible. I'll know tomorrow. But it's really good. And look at this. So we made this bed bigger, and it used to come to here, and this was the boundary. And look what we found here. Isn't that beautiful? It shouldn't be there. That's Saxifraga fortunei. It's a saxifrage. And look at the berries. And our holly, that's Argentea Marginata. If it was Silver Queen, it wouldn't have berries, because Silver Queen is a male. The hollies were ahead of their time. Be careful here. I actually just came to talk about three different, and there's Lawsoniana, which is also female, but it's not varying. The Rudbeckias, all the Rudbeckias have been just so reliable, so long flowering, and never give a bit of trouble. I think that's just ordinary Goldsturm, I think. And looking very well as a backdrop is the Aconitum. If you're buying Aconitums, go for the late flowering ones. I've forgotten what that one is, but it's one of the late flowering ones. And here's a tall one. Look how good that is. You see, the problem with the earlier flowering ones is when they finish flowering, the whole plant goes a bit tatty. So if you get a late flowering one, you've got nice foliage all the way along and promise of what's to come until it flowers. The red hot poker's finished. That's caulescens, the one that has a leaf like a yucca and great for seaside gardens. But we came to talk about Pampas grass and the three different types. That's the dwarf one. Now, I was a bit unhappy when I planted it first. I didn't think it was very good. I think you need at least 2 years Pampas to find out what it's like. It's one from Holland. It's called Mini Pampas, and it looked very tatty. And I got the mechanical hedge cutters, and I cut it back, not as low as I normally cut it. Cut it back to there. It's the first time I've used the mechanical hedge cutters on it, and it's the way I'm going to do it in future. What you do is you go in at full revs, and as soon as the revs start to go down, you take out. Then you go back in again, full revs, and as soon as the revs start to go down, you come in. You just keep doing that, and it's really, really easy. It took me about 2 minutes, cut that right back, and it was done late. It was done in May, and there's a lot more to come if the weather doesn't go bad. They'll offer. So that's I was kind of against them because I thought the flowers were a bit low down, but I've changed my mind. A few people have said it's really good, so I'm happy with it. And now we looked at the middle one. So that's the dwarf one, Mini Pampas, or there's a variety called Evita. a new variety, which is plant breeders' rights, which is always a good sign. Get that one as well if you want something dwarf. Now we look at the intermediate one, and then we look at the large one. Look at that, in the middle of October, flowering away. I think it's Sweet Heidy. Now that would be no good if there was a lawn here, because you couldn't allow that go onto a lawn, but because it's a gravel, you can let it run onto the gravel as much as it wants. Now I haven't been around for a month, and the weeds were sort of getting ahead of themselves. So we need to go weeding. Now, that's the Korean dogwood. I believe this one is edible as well. But if anything happens to me, we won't know whether it's the dogwood or the crab apple. Actually fading okay. I was in the New York famous skyline planting this type of naturalistic planting, and of course because they have a warmer summer, the stuff would go over a bit earlier, and so it's very similar to this actually. Not skyline, highline I think it's called. Now this one here is Pumila, which is a very common one. And important about, if you buy a Pampas, never get a seed grown one, because I've grown them before. With a seed grown one, you have a lot of variation, and you might get one that mightn't flower until it's well into the early winter, which means it will never flower. So always get a name variety. But Pumila needs more. Just held the flowers are just held nicely above the foliage. That's probably the standard one for most people. This wasn't cut back at all. You can still see there's a lot of debris in here. And that will get worse as the years go on. So maybe next year, April, we'll cut it to the ground. And now we go and look at the large one. This one is Sunningdale Silver, and it has fallen a little bit, and the reason why is it's his first year it's flowered properly, and it's a bit lush. Next year it will be tighter, and it will probably not give any trouble at all, but get a lot of comment for that. So that's, if you have space and you want something tall, go for Sunningdale Silver. But that's our pre-Pampas grasses. So we're going to look at a little job. Nature, as I say, nature never sleeps, and we have a little problem with vetch in the herbaceous border, and we just sort that out now. We're going to do a little digging up over here, but I'm just looking. That's done very well, Mönch. It's very interesting. It's about the best Aster there is, but very hard to get because it never looks much in a pot. So, and we always have it early on, and it never looks much, so it's very hard to sell it. And then as soon as we sell what we have, this comes into flower, and then we can't get it. So it's just one of these things, and it's not like most Asters run and you can take lumps out, but this doesn't. It just stays real tight. That's actually what makes it so good. And this has always been good. Pink brushes, good combination. It's fading nicely. I think that's blushing turtle, geranium blushing turtle. And look what we have here. GM out of Potentilla, giving a few extra flowers. And that flowers much earlier. And that's good late flowering Crocosmia, which I don't know the name. Now, let's have a look here. Here's a bit of sweet pea, which I don't know if that someone must have thrown some sweet pea in there. But look, we have the vetch, field vetch there, and there, and there, and it's gone into the Crocosmia here. That's the capacity to ruin this whole bed. Now we have to get it out. Look, how do we? And this is a border fork. Ooh. Look at that. Where is it? Is it this? Like a carpet. There, we got some of it there. Look, you have to get every bit. That's it there. No, it's not. There it is. Very white root. And pull very gently, because if you feel a snap, you mean you've broken it. I think we've now, you know what I'm actually going to do here, and I won't do it now. I'm going to take the whole lot out. I'm going to break it like this. Almost like that. Dig down, churn over the ground and replant. Now, it's here. You can see why I'm fairly strong on getting rid of this, because imagine if it was in through everything else. You could spend a week. So there it is again. Look at the white. Look at the white. Look at how much it's traveled. Now we get very gently. It's actually made its way through into the railway sleeper. No, I don't know. Now, some of the more modern, less interventionist gardeners would say, oh, let it all hang out, let it just... But I have seen borders completely destroyed with this, that you might as well just get rid of everything and just have a vetch border. And why bother then? Now, so is it nice? Now, this is what I'm talking about. Now, we won't spend... I have another half hours of semi-therapeutic work. Now, funnily enough, sometimes when you're doing work like this, if you pull everything out, just get everything out and just break the whole thing up and start again from scratch, sometimes that's nearly better. It's more cathartic rather than what I'm doing. Look again. So, well, that's my first day back gardening after my holiday, and I'm sort of kind of enjoying the holiday more in my mind now as I'm doing this.